Welcome to Tales for Learners. In this video, we are not just going to fix your English. We are going to fix how your brain learns English. Most learners repeat the same small mistakes for years, without realizing those mistakes are the real reason they stay stuck. But after today, you'll never make them again. These are not grammar mistakes. They are brain mistakes. They stop your progress quietly. But if you understand them, your English will rise faster than you imagine. So let's begin. Mistake 1. Translating everything from your native language. This is the biggest trap. Most learners start by translating. They hear a sentence in English, and in their head, they change it to their language first. Then they think of an answer and translate it back to English again. It feels safe. But it makes your brain slow. You can't speak fast because you are translating 2 times. And that translation builds a wall between you and fluency. Let's do a small test. If I say, "How's it going?" What do you think? Most learners think, "What does that mean in my language?" But a fluent learner feels it. They hear, "How's it going?" and answer naturally, "I'm doing great," or "Not bad." That is the goal, to feel English, not translate it. So how do you fix it? Start with short phrases you use daily. Pick one phrase every day and train your brain to respond instantly. For example, someone says, "What's up?" Don't translate, just reply, "Hey, all good." Someone says, "How are you?" Reply, "Pretty good, you?" Do it again and again until it becomes automatic. Your goal is not to remember words, but to build reflex. Remember this line: fluency is not knowledge. Fluency is habit. You don't think, you react. Say it with me now. I don't translate. I feel English. That's your first fix. Mistake 2. Focusing only on grammar. Let me ask you something. How many times have you stopped speaking because you were afraid of making a grammar mistake? Maybe you were in class. Maybe talking to a foreign friend, and your mind said, "Wait, is it, did you went or did you go?" And while you thought, the moment passed. This is the grammar trap. Grammar is important, but not first. Fluency comes from speaking, not from remembering rules. Even native speakers break grammar rules every day. They say, "I ain't got time," or "he don't know." Wrong grammar, but clear meaning. So what should you do? Stop trying to be perfect. Start trying to be understood. When a baby learns to speak, they don't study grammar books. They listen, repeat, make mistakes, and improve. You can do the same. Make grammar your friend, not your fear. After you speak, after you write, check your sentence. Ask, "What can I improve next time?" One small correction every day builds mastery over time. Here's a phrase to remember: better wrong than silent. Say it again: better wrong than silent. Because silence teaches nothing, but mistakes teach everything. Mistake 3. Learning too many words but never using them. This one hurts the most. You have a long list of vocabulary. You know hundreds of new words. You even use flashcards. But when you try to speak, your mind goes blank. Why? Because knowledge without use disappears. Your brain is like a library. If you don't visit a book often, dust covers it. If you don't use a word often, your brain forgets it. Here's the solution: the 3-use rule. Whenever you learn a new word, use it 3 times that same day. For example, you learn the word achievement. Say it out loud in 3 sentences. This project is my biggest achievement. I want to achieve more this year. Every small step is an achievement. When you use a word 3 times in real sentences, your brain locks it in. It becomes part of your memory, not just your notebook. And there's another secret. Use emotion. If you connect a word with a feeling, it sticks. Like when you say, I feel grateful, and remember something warm in your life. That emotion glues the word in your brain. So stop collecting words. Start living them. Remember this. A small active vocabulary is stronger than a large forgotten one. Say it aloud. I don't collect words. I live them. Before we move to the next mistake, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, thinking in English, speaking naturally, feeling confident. Every small change you make today is building that version of you. All right, ready? Let's move forward. Mistake 4. Watching English videos passively. Most learners watch English videos every day, movies, YouTube, podcasts, but they just watch. They don't practice. Their brain is entertained, not trained. You watch for 1 hour and feel like you learned something. But tomorrow, you forget everything. That's because passive watching is not learning. Let's fix it. Every time you watch something, turn it into active learning. Repeat sentences aloud. Shadow the speaker. Pause the video and say the line again. Notice intonation. Notice pronunciation. Don't just hear English, copy it. When you repeat with emotion, your mouth and brain work together. You train pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence, all at once. Remember, language is sound first, text second. Speak it. Don't just see it. Say it with me. I don't watch English. I live English. Mistake 5. Thinking English learning is about talent. Many learners secretly believe they are not good at English. They say things like, I'm not smart enough, or I don't have that kind of brain. But let me tell you the truth. There is no English brain. There is only a trained brain. Every fluent speaker you know started from zero. Even native speakers. They learned slowly as children, one mistake at a time. What makes them fluent is not talent. It's time, exposure, and repetition. So if you think, I'm too old, or I'm not good at languages, stop that thought right now. Your brain is not broken, it's just untrained. And the beautiful thing about the brain is, it changes every day. There's a word for that, neuroplasticity. It means your brain builds new connections whenever you practice. The more you use English, the stronger those connections get. Think of your mind as a garden. At first, it's full of weeds, your old language patterns. Every time you practice English, you plant new seeds. Every word you say, every story you hear, every line you repeat is watering that new garden. So stop calling yourself bad at English. Say this instead, I'm training my English brain. Repeat it with me. I'm training my English brain. You don't need to be gifted. You just need to be consistent. Because in the end, consistency beats talent every single time. Mistake 6. Ignoring pronunciation and listening. This one is sneaky. Many learners study grammar, memorize words, but when a native speaker talks, they freeze. They understand words on paper, but not in sound. Why does this happen? Because we read too much and listen too little. Think about how babies learn language. They listen for months before they speak. They copy sounds, rhythm, and melody, long before they understand meaning. But most learners do the opposite. They learn spelling before sound. They read before they listen. And when they finally hear natural speech, it feels too fast, too blurred, too impossible. So, what's the fix? Make listening your daily medicine. Start small. Listen to 2 minutes of real English every day. It could be a podcast, a short clip, or even your favorite show. But here's the key. Don't try to understand every word. Just focus on rhythm, tone, emotion. Close your eyes. Feel how the words flow. Repeat them out loud. This is called shadowing, one of the most powerful techniques to train your ear and tongue together. Say the sentences right after the speaker like an echo. At first it's hard, but soon your mouth starts remembering sounds, and when you listen more, your speaking automatically improves. Remember this: the mouth follows the ear. Say it. The mouth follows the ear. When you train your ears, your tongue learns the dance of English. Mistake 7. Studying without emotion. Now this is the silent killer of motivation. Many learners treat English like a boring subject, full of rules, tables, and books. But language is not math. It's music. It's emotion. If you feel bored while learning, your brain stops recording. Because emotion is the glue of memory. Do you remember your first day at school or your first heartbreak? You remember them clearly because emotion carved them into your memory. Learning English is the same. If you connect feelings to what you learn, you remember it forever. Let's try this. When you learn a new word like beautiful, don't just memorize the spelling. Close your eyes. Picture a place, a person, a moment that felt beautiful. Now say the word again, beautiful. You've just attached emotion to memory. You can do the same with any new word. Grateful. Think of someone who helped you. Feel that warmth. Say it. Grateful. Excited. Imagine waiting for your dream trip. Say it. Excited. That's how your brain works best, through emotion and imagination. So stop studying like a robot. Learn like a storyteller. Feel the words. Live them. Say it with me. I don't memorize English. I feel English. When you put emotion into learning, English becomes alive. And when English feels alive, you will never forget it. Let's pause for a moment. You've just learned 7 of the biggest mistakes learners make and how to fix them. From translating too much, to ignoring listening, to forgetting emotion. Each small fix is like removing one heavy stone from your path. But we're not done yet. The next 3 mistakes are deeper. They're about memory, motivation, and the way your brain stores English forever. So take a deep breath. We'll continue this transformation in the next part. Mistake 8. Believing vocabulary is everything many learners think. If I just learn more words, I'll become fluent. So they collect words like coins, hundreds of them, thousands. They make long lists, flashcards, apps, notebooks. But when they speak, the words vanish. Why does that happen? Because learning words is not the same as using them. Your brain stores unused words in a quiet corner, like dusty books on a shelf. They sit there, waiting to be opened. To make vocabulary alive, you must connect it with images, emotions, and real-life context. Here's a secret. Your brain doesn't remember words. It remembers stories. If you read the word courage, it's just 7 letters. But if you hear a story of someone facing fear and winning, courage becomes unforgettable. It's no longer a word. It's a picture, a heartbeat, a feeling. So stop memorizing in isolation. Start collecting word families and use them in sentences you feel. For example, I have courage. She is courageous. It takes courage to speak English. Use the new word in your life, even if it's simple. Say it aloud while walking, cooking, or thinking. Let your tongue and your memory become friends. You don't need 1,000 words to be fluent. You just need a few hundred that you own. Fluency is not knowing many words. It's being able to use a few words powerfully. So focus on connection, not collection. Say it with me. I don't collect words. I connect with words. Mistake 9, forgetting to review what you learn. Most learners keep moving forward. New lessons, new words, new grammar. But without review, everything slips away like water through fingers. You learn today, you forget tomorrow, then you feel guilty, thinking you're bad at memory. But you're not bad at remembering. You're bad at repetition timing. Let's understand this. When you first learn something, your brain stores it in short-term memory, like a temporary file. If you don't open that file again, the brain deletes it to save space. But if you review it at the right times, the brain marks it as important. This is called spaced repetition. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to remind your brain at the right moments. Here's a simple trick. Review new English after 1 hour, 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and 1 month. Each review makes the memory stronger. Each repetition moves the word deeper into your long-term memory. You can use this for anything. Words, phrases, grammar patterns. Just whisper them again while walking or before sleeping. Learning is not about cramming. It's about returning again and again until it feels natural. So make this your rule. Don't study more. Review smarter. Mistake 10. Learning only from textbooks. Many learners depend only on textbooks or grammar guides, but language is a living thing. It breathes through real people, songs, and stories. Textbooks can teach you rules, but they can't teach you rhythm. They can show you structure, but not soul. That's why so many learners can write perfectly, but freeze in conversation, because real English sounds different from written English. In textbooks, people say, "How do you do?" But in real life, they say, "Hey, how's it going?" In textbooks, "I am not sure about this." In real life, "I'm not sure about that," or "I don't know." You see the difference? Real English is shorter, smoother, more emotional. So what's the solution? Balance your learning. Use your textbook as a guide, but learn real English from people. Watch interviews. Listen to real stories. Read simple novels. Notice how people really speak and write. Copy their patterns. Language is music. And to play it well, you must listen to the rhythm of life. Mistake 11. Ignoring the power of speaking alone. Most learners say, "I have no one to practice with." and that becomes their biggest excuse. But here's the truth. You don't need a partner to practice. You just need your voice and your imagination. Speaking alone is one of the most powerful ways to become fluent. Talk to yourself. Yes, out loud. Describe your day in English. Talk about your dreams, your plans, your goals. You can do this while walking, driving, or even in front of a mirror. Pretend you're talking to a friend or giving a presentation. At first you'll feel shy. You'll make mistakes. You'll stop mid-sentence. But slowly, you'll start thinking faster in English. Your mouth will learn the path of words. When you speak alone, there is no fear of judgment. You can be honest, free, creative. Every day, 5 minutes of self-speaking practice is worth more than 1 hour of silent reading. Say what you feel. Say what you imagine. Say what you fear. Because when you speak alone, your confidence grows in private and shines in public. So from today, promise yourself, I will speak English, even if I am alone. Mistake 12. Overthinking grammar before speaking. Many learners stop themselves in the middle of a sentence, thinking, is this correct grammar? Should I use was or were, have or had? And while they think, the conversation moves on, and they stay silent. This is one of the biggest mistakes, because fluency is not built on perfection. It's built on connection. When a child learns to speak, he doesn't worry about grammar rules. He listens, copies, repeats, and corrects slowly through experience. That's how your brain learns naturally, too. Imagine this. If you stop to check grammar while talking, your brain splits into 2 tasks, thinking and speaking. That creates confusion and hesitation. Instead, focus on expressing your idea first. Let grammar flow later through repetition. The goal is communication, not correction. The grammar will fix itself when you read, listen, and speak more. So, next time when you speak, forget grammar for a few minutes. Say what's in your heart. Because confidence always sounds better than perfection. Remember, grammar improves through usage, not through fear. Say this aloud. I choose confidence over correctness. Mistake 13. Fear of making mistakes. You might think everyone will laugh at your English mistakes. You fear judgment, so you stay quiet. But here's the truth. No one cares as much as you think. Most people are busy thinking about themselves. Every successful speaker has made hundreds of mistakes. They just didn't stop. Think about this. When a baby falls while walking, we clap and smile. We don't say, "Oh no, you failed." We say, "You tried." Learning English is the same. Your mistakes are not failures. They are footprints of progress. Each mistake shows that your brain is stretching, that your mind is learning something new. So, instead of being afraid, be proud. Because the person who makes mistakes is the one who grows fastest. Say this to yourself. Every mistake is a sign of my growth. The only real mistake is silence. So speak, even if your words are not perfect. The world understands effort more than accuracy. Mistake 14. Comparing yourself to others. You open YouTube or Instagram and see someone speaking perfect English, fluent, confident, smiling. You think, I'll never be like them. That single thought kills motivation faster than anything else. But remember, You're seeing their highlight, not their struggle. You're seeing the result, not the process. Everyone learns at a different speed. Maybe they started years before you. Maybe they live in an English-speaking country. Maybe they failed 100 times before that video. Comparison steals your focus from your own journey. It makes you chase someone else's path instead of walking yours. Instead of saying, "They're better," say, "I'm becoming better." Compare yourself with your past self, the one who was afraid to speak. See how far you've come. You understand English now. You're reading this. That's already a win. So stay patient. Fluency is not a race. It's a rhythm. Keep walking. Keep growing. Your time will come, silently but surely. Say this softly. My progress is my pride. Mistake 15. Getting distracted by digital noise. We live in a world of notifications. Every few minutes, ping, a new video, a new message, a new temptation. Your focus breaks, your learning stops. You sit to watch one English video, but within 5 minutes you're watching cats, movies, or random reels. Your brain loves dopamine, quick pleasure, instant satisfaction. But learning needs patience, slow focus, deep attention. When you study English, you must protect your attention like treasure. Turn off notifications. Use the Pomodoro rule. 25 minutes study, 5 minutes break. Set a timer. Make it a ritual. Before learning, take a deep breath. Say, "For the next 25 minutes, it's only me and English." Create a small learning space. Quiet, clean, focused. Even your brain will recognize it as your English zone. If you remove distractions, your focus will become your superpower. And when focus grows, memory follows. When memory grows, fluency blooms. Say it aloud. My focus is stronger than my phone. Mistake 16. Ignoring pronunciation practice. Many learners focus on reading and writing, but forget the sound of English. They know the words, but when they speak, something feels missing. It sounds flat, robotic, or unclear. That's because pronunciation is not just about saying the word right. It's about rhythm, music, and feeling. Think of English as a song. Every language has its own melody. In English, some words rise, some fall, some connect. For example, we don't say, "What are you doing?" We say, "What you doing?" See the flow? The words connect, they dance together. To train this, you don't need a teacher. You need your ears. Listen carefully to how native speakers speak. Not just what they say, but how they say it. Repeat after them like an echo. Pause. Copy their sound. Copy their tone. Copy their breath. You can use shadowing. Play one sentence from a movie or podcast and repeat it instantly. Do it again and again until your tongue moves naturally. At first it feels awkward, but soon your brain and mouth start working together. Fluency is not only speed, it's sound. Your sound tells your confidence before your words do. Say this: I don't speak English. I perform it. Mistake 17. Translating every word from your native language. This is one of the most common habits that slows fluency. You hear something in English, and your brain quickly translates it into your language, then back again before speaking. It's like running in circles. That extra step makes you slow, confused, and unsure. For example, someone asks, "How's it going?" You think, what does that mean in my language? Then you translate your answer before saying it. By that time, the conversation is already over. To stop this, you must start thinking directly in English. How? Start small. Use simple thoughts in English during your daily life. When you wake up, say, I'm feeling sleepy. When you eat, say, this tastes good. When you go out, say, it's a beautiful day. These small English thoughts train your brain to skip translation. It's like switching your phone to English. Your brain learns the new interface. Soon, English becomes your thinking language, not just your learning language. Fluency begins when translation ends. Say this aloud. I think in English now. Mistake 18. Not connecting English learning to emotions. Most learners study English like a subject. They memorize, repeat, forget, and repeat again. But English is not math. It's emotion. You don't remember facts. You remember feelings. Think of a movie scene that made you cry, laugh, or smile. You still remember the words, don't you? That's because emotion locks memory. So, if you want to learn faster, connect English with feelings. Don't just read, I'm happy. Say it with a smile. Don't just read, I'm angry. Say it with your real voice. Your brain records emotion more deeply than repetition. Watch movies, listen to stories, read quotes that make you feel something. Repeat the lines that move your heart. When you attach emotion to language, the words stay with you forever. English is not just a skill, it's energy. When you feel it, you remember it. Say softly, I feel English, not just learn it. Mistake 19. Learning without a clear purpose. Some learners watch random videos, read random lessons, and hope to improve. But without a goal, your brain doesn't know where to focus. It's like trying to drive with no destination. You keep moving, but never arrive anywhere. Purpose gives direction. It tells your brain, this matters. Remember this. Ask yourself, why am I learning English? Is it for your career, for studying abroad, for travel, for confidence? Once you know your purpose, every lesson becomes meaningful. You'll choose better videos, better words, better practice. If you're learning for work, focus on business phrases. If you're learning for travel, focus on speaking and listening. If you're learning for self-growth, focus on reading and expression. Your purpose becomes your map. So don't just say, I want to learn English. Say, I want to use English to change my life. Write your reasons somewhere visible. Let it remind you every day why you started. Say this line, my purpose is my teacher. Mistake 20. Not making English part of your identity. This is the final and most powerful mistake. Many learners treat English as an extra subject, something outside of their real life. But to truly master it, you must make it part of you. Stop saying, I'm trying to learn English. Start saying, I'm a person who communicates in English. See the difference? The first feels temporary. The second feels permanent. When you make English part of your identity, everything changes. You begin to notice new words everywhere. You think in English automatically. You feel proud, not pressured. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about expanding who you already are. Every day, say something in English that expresses you, your thoughts, your dreams, your emotions. Write in English. read in English, live in English. Because English is not just a language, it's a bridge to a new version of yourself. Say it aloud. English is not what I learn, it's what I live. Mistake 21. Forgetting to train your listening skills. Most learners spend hours reading and writing, but only a few minutes listening. And when they hear real English, movies, interviews, or native speakers, everything sounds too fast, too blurry, too complicated. The reason is simple. You can't understand a sound your ears have never practiced. Listening is the gate to fluency. It builds rhythm, accent, vocabulary, and even grammar subconsciously. Think about how a baby learns. He listens for months before he speaks a single word. That's how the brain absorbs the pattern of language, through sound. So make listening a daily ritual. Not just any listening, active listening. Choose something you enjoy, a podcast, an audiobook, a story video. Play one short clip. Listen once for meaning, then again for rhythm, then again for words. Pause and repeat after the speaker. Feel the beat of English in your mouth. Even 15 minutes of focused listening daily can transform your fluency faster than hours of passive study. Say this softly. I listen to understand. I listen to feel. Mistake 22. Depending only on motivation. Motivation feels good. It gives energy in the beginning. But motivation is like sugar. It gives a quick high, then disappears. You wake up one day full of energy, and the next day, you don't want to study at all. That's because motivation depends on emotion, and emotions change every day. The real power comes from discipline, quiet, consistent effort that doesn't depend on mood. It's okay if you don't feel inspired every morning. Just show up. Even 10 minutes a day builds a stronger habit than 2 hours once a week. Discipline is what successful learners have. They don't wait to feel ready. They act, even when they don't want to. Think of brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation for it. You just do it. Make English the same. Create a small routine. Morning, listen to English. Evening, speak one paragraph. Night, read for 10 minutes. Repeat it daily until it becomes automatic. When motivation leaves, your routine will protect you. Say it. I don't wait for motivation. I build habits. Mistake 23. Studying only when there's free time. Many learners think, I'll study English when I have time. But free time never comes. You have to make it. Life is always busy. Work, family, stress, endless notifications. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever. The secret is to attach English to your existing life. Listen while traveling, speak while walking, read a short story before bed, write your thoughts in English after lunch. You don't need separate hours. You need moments. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it adds up. Learning English doesn't have to be heavy. It can flow naturally through your day. Use your environment. Label objects in English. Mirror, phone, cup, door. Think in English sentences while doing chores. When English becomes part of your daily rhythm, you won't need to find time anymore. It will find you. Say it aloud. I live with English, not wait for it. Mistake 24. Not using your memory the right way. Many learners blame themselves for having a weak memory. But in truth, memory is not weak. It's just untrained. The human brain remembers through association. You remember a song because it connects to a moment. You remember a face because it connects to emotion. But when you learn English words alone, your brain finds no story, no reason, no connection, and so it forgets. To fix this, use memory triggers. 1. Visualize each new word. If the word is climb, imagine climbing a tall tree. 2. Connect the word to a personal experience. If it's happy, remember your happiest day. 3. Teach it to someone else. When you explain a word, you remember it better. And here's a simple technique. Before sleeping, recall everything you learned during the day. Say it aloud or write it down. Sleep will store it deeply in your long-term memory. You don't need a perfect memory, just smart practice. Your brain loves meaning, not memorization. Say softly, "My memory grows stronger with emotion and repetition." Mistake 25. Expecting quick results. This is the mistake that breaks most learners. They start learning English with excitement, and after a few weeks, when they don't sound fluent yet, they feel disappointed. But language learning is like growing a tree. You water it every day, even when you see nothing, because roots grow first, silently, deep in the ground. Your English is growing the same way, quietly, invisibly, deep inside your brain. One day, without warning, you'll realize something magical. You'll understand a full English video. You'll speak naturally without thinking. You'll write with confidence. That's when you'll see the result of all those silent days. So don't rush. Be patient. Growth that lasts always takes time. Every small effort adds up. Every repeated word is a drop of water for your language tree. Fluency is not a moment, it's a journey. And every day you practice, you are already walking it. Say this line: "I trust my process. My English is growing, even when I can't see it." Mistake 26. Thinking fluency means speaking fast. Many learners believe that speaking fast equals speaking fluently, so they rush, stumble, forget words, and feel nervous. But fluency isn't about speed. It's about flow. Think of a river. It doesn't rush wildly. It moves smoothly and continuously. That's what real fluency feels like. If you speak too fast, your thoughts can't keep up. If you speak too slow, fear takes over. You need balance, calm speed, steady rhythm, natural pauses. Native speakers don't speak fast all the time. They pause, breathe, emphasize, and express. So instead of thinking, "I must talk faster," think, "I must talk clearly." Clarity is confidence. Pauses give your words power. Here's a secret. People who speak slowly with confidence sound smarter and more fluent than those who rush with mistakes. So, breathe. Speak with purpose. Feel every word before you release it. Say this aloud: "I don't rush English. I flow with it." Mistake 27. Ignoring emotional vocabulary. Most learners know the basic words: good, bad, happy, sad. But real communication begins when you express feelings with depth. Imagine telling someone, "I'm fine." It sounds flat. Now say, "I'm exhausted, but trying to stay positive." It sounds alive. Emotional vocabulary connects people. It shows empathy, honesty, humanity. So learn words that describe emotions accurately: frustrated, relieved, inspired, disappointed, amazed, anxious. Use them in your daily speech. Say, I felt relieved after finishing the project. Or, I was amazed by her kindness. These words add color to your English, like painting with more shades. You don't need fancy phrases. You just need honest ones. And remember, emotion is universal. When you express it clearly, people understand you deeply. Say softly, "I speak emotions, not just words." Mistake 28. Not connecting English learning to your real interests. Many people study English through boring materials, grammar books, forced lessons, or topics they don't love. That's why they lose energy after a few days. Your brain learns faster when it enjoys the topic. Enjoyment releases dopamine, the chemical of motivation and memory. If you love movies, learn through movie dialogues. If you love sports, read sports interviews. If you love stories, listen to storytelling podcasts. When English meets your passion, it becomes effortless. You don't have to force focus. It comes naturally. You don't have to memorize words. They stay on their own. Ask yourself, what do I love in my language? Can I experience it in English? Turn your interests into your classroom. When learning feels personal, it becomes powerful. Say this line, "I learn English through what I love." Mistake 29. Ignoring the power of writing. Many learners think writing is only for exams or essays, but writing is one of the strongest tools to build thinking power and memory. When you write, your thoughts slow down. You start noticing grammar patterns, new words, and sentence flow naturally. You can start simple. Every morning, write 3 sentences in English about your day, your feelings, or your plans. For example, today I feel motivated. I will practice English for 20 minutes. I'm grateful for my progress. These small writings connect your emotions with English, a powerful combination for the brain. Writing also helps you think in English, because when you write, you create your own language rhythm. Don't judge your grammar. Don't delete mistakes. Just write, freely, fearlessly. After a month, you'll be shocked how naturally sentences flow. Say this, "I write to think. I write to remember." Mistake 30. Forgetting to celebrate progress. This is the quiet mistake most learners make. They only see what they can't do, not what they've already done. You learn new words, but forget to celebrate. You understood a video, but moved to the next one immediately. You spoke a sentence confidently, but ignored your victory. Without celebration, the brain feels no reward and slowly loses motivation. Every small success deserves appreciation. Say, "Well done" to yourself. Write your progress somewhere visible. Celebrate your efforts, not just results. Fluency is built on thousands of small wins. Every step forward deserves light. When you celebrate, your brain releases dopamine, the keep-going signal. That's how habits stay strong and motivation returns. You don't need applause. You just need acknowledgement. So tonight, whisper this to yourself. I'm proud of my journey. I'm doing better every day. So, my friend, you've just walked through 30 silent mistakes, the kind that quietly stop people from growing in English and in life. But you didn't just listen, you understood, you reflected, and that already makes you different. Each mistake wasn't a failure, it was a mirror. a mirror showing how you can rise, improve, and become fluent, not just in English, but in thought, emotion, and expression. Remember, language is not just about words, it's about energy, patience, rhythm, and belief. When you change how you think in English, the way you speak naturally transforms. You don't need perfection. You need presence. You don't need to rush. You need rhythm. And you don't need to compare yourself. You need to trust yourself. Every word you speak in English carries your story, your emotions, your background, your effort. Don't hide that. Let it shine. From today, whenever you make a mistake, smile. Because it's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're learning actively. Every time you repeat a word, your mind becomes sharper. Every time you speak with courage, your confidence grows. Every time you listen with attention, your fluency strengthens. That's how progress happens. Quietly, gently, every single day. So tonight, take a deep breath and say this softly to yourself. I am not just learning English. I'm learning to express my mind. I'm learning to trust my voice. I'm learning to grow. You don't have to be perfect to inspire others. You just have to be real, consistent, and kind to yourself. This journey is yours. No comparison, no rush. Let English be your tool of discovery, not your fear. And remember, every time you listen to these stories on Tales for Learners, you're not just improving your English. You're improving your way of thinking. So keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing. Because one day, without even realizing it, you'll wake up and notice that English isn't something you study anymore. It's something you live. And on that day, you'll smile quietly and whisper, I did it.